Alrighty, good afternoon, America. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Got a late start on it was a crazy day. Didn't have coffee with Jesus this morning, sitting here having it now. And I said, Lord, give me something I can share in this podcast. Called a pastor friend of mine and his wife. Extremely exciting spiritual couple. Had him pray for me today. Need some wisdom, getting frustrated. So as I'm in Galatians, I don't know why, but it just cracked open there. And it talked, and I'm on 5 and 6 bouncing around and looking at my highlighted stuff that I've already had questions on in the past. They go over quite a bit of stuff here. Some key things that jumped out at me though was live by the Spirit in Galatians 5, and I'll start at 13. I'll just do 5:13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge your flesh. Rather serve one another humbly in love. I think they haven't been serving too many people other than their own desires there in Congress. Now I dropped down to 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. I didn't see any love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, or self-control with the people running the show here the last couple of months. Schiff in particular has no self-control. He's a 2-time convicted pedophile. It's just hard for me to get around that. You know, I know we're supposed to love everybody as Christians, but that's about the hardest thing God ever asked me to do. Woe be unto those that harm one of my little ones, for it'd be better for you to have a millstone tied around your neck and thrown in the deepest part of the ocean. Don't forget that, Adam. Doing good to all starts out in Galatians 6. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, that you may not also become tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. And then now this one went from being underlined to highlighted in yellow. Because Nancy Pelosi is not the only one that's got a real problem with this. There's a time in my past I had a real problem with this, and that's why I personally highlighted it. If anyone thinks that they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Yeah. Like you're going to write the rules for the Senate now? Let me know how that works out for you, Nancy. You go down a little further, and it says 6 and 8. Chapter 6, verse 8. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. And then she jumped into yellow. This is a paragraph that... having dealt with a lot of depression, I've pretty much concluded has to do with a key word in here ties into addressing suicide, and there's not a lot of places in the Bible where it does that. This is in Galatians 6 and 9 and 10. It says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's the suicide part. Therefore, as we have the opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially those who belong to the family of believers. That's good stuff there. I won't bore you anymore with that. Just so that everybody knows, we do not have an impeached president. my commander-in-chief, my pontiff, my president of my United States that I am severely proud of. It's not been impeached. They have articles of impeachment, but that doesn't mean he's impeached. The Congress cannot impeach anyone. That really burns Nancy's fanny, because if she don't turn in those letters because she don't have a case, they can't ever say they impeached Trump. They got a lot of problems going on. They've got that old law in the books from Nixon, because he didn't get impeached like they thought they were going to. Nixon did not get impeached. A lot of people think they impeached Nixon. Nixon was never impeached. Now, Nixon was guilty of sin, and he knows that, and we know that, and the Supreme Court knows that, and when he snuck his little tapes in there to see if he couldn't get them hid from everyone, they put a little clause in there stating that if the Congress writes up orders of impeachment and brings it to Senate, and the Senate dismisses it or acquits him, he gets pro bono. Those first 3 years don't count. He can run for president 2 more times. So they've got to change that law before they get that paperwork over there. Nancy Pelosi really doesn't want to bring it in there the first day they're back, because they quit doing everything in the Senate when impeachment hits the Senate. When they bring it over from Congress, that's all they do until the impeachment is done. They stop. Everything else goes on hold. Whatever they were working on don't matter no more. We got impeachment to deal with. Now, that means that Bernie and Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar and I don't even know who all they got on their ticket. My God, at one time I think they had 722 candidates for Democrats, and ain't none of them put together enough to beat Trump. So this is kind of a moot point. And they did it to themselves when they let George Soros put the 4 horsemen in there, Tlaib, Omar, the Muslim from out in Minnesota there, the one that wants to kill all the Jews and wants all white men put in slaves because they won't bow down to Allah. Her words, not mine, folks. She's as racist against all white men in America as they come. I'm glad she's got to work with a few in Congress, because that's got to tee her off every day, because she hates every one of them. It's got to eat her up like cancer. I love it. Sorry, Father. Shouldn't feel that way, I know. All right. We got Satan's sister there, Nancy Pelosi. She's going to have to testify if old Trump gets what he wants. Trump's been burned for over 3 years. He's got no help in those guys. Now they really show their fannies good. And he wants to take those bat rastards right where they belong, into trial. He wants the long one. He don't want it quick and easy. Now everybody in the Senate says no witnesses, no trial. Trial's already been held over in the Democrat side there that they were ruling in Congress. Weak case. You got nothing. Slam dunk. No conviction. No impeachment. There will not be an impeachment. And unless they change that law, then he can run 2 more times. And we all know what that means. Okay? You can look at the numbers. There's not one Democrat candidate that can fill a 7,000-seat arena. If you put him in a big populated area, or just about, you could put him in a 7,000-seat arena in Idaho or Wyoming, and you'd have 21,000 outside the building that couldn't get in. And there's not one Democrat out there that could fill a 7,000-seat arena. I don't think you could bring them all together and fill a 7,000-seat arena. Okay? They're not there. They got nothing to offer the country. They got socialism and communism. And that's all they're offering us. Well, I think America likes a little more than that. I think we love our freedom and our country. In God we trust, one nation under God. Quit swearing anyone into Congress or Senate that needs a Koran. We're one nation under God. You get sworn in on the Holy Bible or you don't take the job. That's all I got. Don't forget to pray for your president. You guys have a very blessed weekend. If something big pops, I'll throw something up. Might get bored and throw up a little Bible study or a men's Bible study. You guys have a very blessed holiday. If I don't get back on before then, don't forget to pray for our president. He needs it during this time. And he's not impeached. Don't forget that. Only the Senate can impeach. He has bills of impeachment standing against him, but I don't know how long they're going to stand. The NAFTA, or the new deal, trade deal with Canada and Mexico, sat on Pelosi's desk for like 18 months. Are you kidding me? So, you guys have a great day. I'm out.